Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Randy Burt. I'm sitting in for Doc Hamels today. Doc's somewhere out in the world again. Last I knew, he was out on the ocean chasing whales, but they were a lot faster than Doc was. So I got a good show planned today. But before we start the show, we have a phone number you can call in, 753-5225. And we're live on Chautauqua Sunrise on Facebook. You can watch us there. You can call me from anywhere in the world. Put a 716 in front of the phone number. And so it's been probably just over 2 years since I last hosted the show. And I retired. I'm trying to learn this retirement deal. I wonder why I did it to start with. But now I'm retired. I'm too lazy to go back to work, so I guess I'm stuck with it. But just got back from Florida Monday. My son and I went down and saw Miami Dolphins get creamed by the Buffalo Bills. And I'm back into traveling. I used to be a traveler and taking a lot of trips again. The virus sort of messed everything up there for a while, but hey, we're back in traveling. And if you're out there in an airport, on an airplane, you might wear a mask, but you're just bumping into everybody. So I don't know. I see local things shutting down, because they're worried about the virus. But you get out there in the real world, and it's like everything. Football games, they're just hundreds and thousands of people. So I don't know about shutting this stuff down. Just wear a mask, be smart, get your shots. That's the one thing, get your shots. So we're also on WRFA on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. in Jamestown. Come check us out, and you get the sound bites. You can drive your car around and listen to me. Oh, no. So I got a few announcements to read here. Wish me luck. And yeah, it's one of them things you should have did better in school with, but I took public speaking, but most I did was one time in school over the PA speaker. We were supposed to announce to our classroom, do public speaking. And the teacher told me to tell the kids to shut up because they were real loud. You could hear them down there. And it went over the whole school. That principal come running in, don't do that again. It's like, what? I went over the whole school telling them to shut up. So you got to watch it with that public speaking. But we're going to start out with vaccination clinics. The health department announces an upcoming COVID vaccination clinic. Mayville, New York. Chautauqua County Department announces COVID vaccination clinics that will be held through October 2021. Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson vaccines will be available at all clinics listed below, as long as supplies last. Vaccines will be provided at no cost to participants. Participants must bring proper ID to the clinic and wear a mask. The Chautauqua County Health Department kindly requests that people attending drive-through clinics do not bring pets or other animals in the vehicle with them for the drive-through clinics. The location, Chautauqua Lake School Bus Garage, 100 North Erie Street, Mayville. Date and time, Tuesdays in September and October, September 28th and October 5th, 12th, 1926, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Clinic type is a drive-through. Registration format, no appointment needed, but pre-registration is available. Additional clinics will be added to Chautauqua County Health Department website as they are planned. Please monitor the webpage for the most up-to-date information and pre-register for clinic events at chqgov.com/public, lead a line, health/COVID/19/vaccination/clinics. I'm sorry. First, second, third doses will be provided to any eligible persons at the time of the clinic. Pfizer is available to anyone ages 12 and up. Moderna is available to ages 18 and up, and Johnson & Johnson is available to anyone 18 and up. At this time, third dose boosters may be given to certain, I'm not even going to pronounce this word, immunopromised individuals. Currently, CDC is recommending that moderately to severe people receive an additional dose. People should talk to their healthcare providers about their medical condition and whether getting an additional dose or for the appropriate for them. Vaccines are also available at many pharmacies throughout the county, as well as medical providers. Pre-register for clinics at chqgov.com public/health COVID-19 vaccination clinics. Continue to monitor the site for clinics. And I hear we have a phone call already. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Randy. This is Doc.
Doc, are you seasick?
No.
You were on a boat for 4 days, or 4 hours. I thought you were probably, seasick the whole time.
3-hour tour.
3 hours?
I was on Gilligan's Island.
How was the island? You did send me a picture of a little island. Is that where you ended up at?
No, but I can't tell you right now. It's top secret. I'll tell you when I get back.
So where are you at?
I told you it's top secret. I'll tell you when I get back. We're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh, you left Kansas finally? You take a weird.
So how are you? You looking good?
I don't know. I'm here.
Those morning announcements are tough, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, I got through the big one I think so far, but at least I got two great guests here today. So I think the
Who's
show.
your guest?
I have Christine.
Cheronis.
Yes, and Tiffany Erhard.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking on a subject that I've been blabbing about for a few weeks now, and
Would that be the one that I could been bothering you for over a year about?
pretty close. So
you
we're
got to
gonna
prepare now.
we're gonna talk about that and find out. It's getting that time for me, so got to see what's going on.
Show.
So you're in not in Kansas. Where are you?
I'll tell you when I get back. We're up north, okay?
Up north. Oh,
Yeah.
so you're probably in like Sherman.
No, that's
Or is that west?
East.
Oh, east,
No,
west. I
west
don't
of you,
know.
east of Ripley. Yeah.
I'm backwards here.
Well, I won't keep you on the show. I just want to thank you for filling in today and give me a little break here so we can go on some vacation. And I'll tell you about my trip when we get back.
Hey, sounds fun. I did send you a picture of a whale, so you know what you're
Yes,
looking
I
for
did.
next
That's
time.
the only whale I saw.
So look for one. Let it do some tricks for you, and you'll get your money's worth out of that one whale.
I'm sure it will.
As long as he doesn't eat you.
All right, well, listen, you be good, and thank you for filling in. And, Chris, I know you all have great information for our listeners and viewers, and thank you for coming on the show. We'll catch you all next week, okay?
Hey, we'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye now.
That was Doc. He's somewhere north. I don't know which way north. Oh, north's that way. He's in Lake Erie. He showed me water. It's got to be Lake Erie. I thought it was his pool really rough. But so, back to the announcements. Movies at the Reg. 2 documentaries will be shown at the Reg Lene Center for the Arts. The Lost Leonardo, Wednesday, September 29th at 7 p.m. is the inside story behind Salvatore Mundi, the most expensive painter ever. Yeah, most expensive painting ever sold at $450 million. I'm going to start painting. From the moment the painting is bought for $1,175 at a shady New Orleans auction house, and the restorer discovers masterful Renaissance brushstrokes under the heavy varnish of its cheap restoration. The Salvador Mundi's fate is determined by insatiable quests for fame, money, and power. As the price soars, so do the questions about its authenticity. And is this painting really Leonardo da Vinci? The Lost Leonardo is rated PG and is 96 minutes long. On Broadway, Saturday, October 2nd at 8 p.m. shows how a revival that began in the 1960s helped save New York City thanks to innovative work, a new attraction to a new attention to inclusion, and sometimes uneasy balance between art and commerce. As the audience prepares for the return of the live theater after unprecedented absence of 18 months, an all-star cast including Hugh Jackman, Helen Moran, Christine Baranski, August Wilson, and Lan McCullen tells the story about the last Broadway came back to Brink. On Broadway, it's rated 85 minutes long. Upcoming movies at the Reds include James McAvoy and Sharon Hogan on a pandemic set comedy drama together on October 6th at 7 p.m. The Rocky Horror Picture Show at October 29th at 10 p.m. You get tickets to the movies. The Reds are $7 with an additional $1 theater fee added for cleaning. They may be purchased 12 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 12 to 8 Wednesday at 716-484-7070 and online at reglene.com. Masks are recommended for all patrons regardless of vaccination status. The Reg Lene Center is located at 116 East 3rd Street in Jamestown. And I'm going to tell you, I was just at the Reg a couple weeks ago for Mr. Candid Camera, which was, I was a fan of Candid Camera as a kid. I still, when I take photography, I take pictures, I say, smile, you're on Candid Camera. And it was great. Peter Funt was there with his son. They told about his dad's history. I'll tell you, that guy, he he had a lot of people embezzle money out of him, but he's come back and kept doing it. And the funniest thing he told was, though, on an airplane, there was a hijacking, and the stewardess and some guy with a big knife comes running up to the cockpit. Well, people had seen him on there, so they thought it was a candid camera deal. Turns out the guy wanted to go to Havana, and everything was good after that. But yeah, I guess sometimes stuff can backfire, and they go, hey, take your knife. No, I'm a real hijacker. It's like, but they had just put a new roof on the theater, and it's looking really nice in there. Step Up for Autism. Notice, due to the stipulations of the New York State HEROES Act and the high COVID infection rate in Chautauqua County, we have decided to cancel the in-person Step Up for Autism walk. You will still have the option to do a virtual walk, either for free or $20. Paid participants will receive a 2021 Step Up for Autism t-shirt. We apologize to those who are looking forward to our in-person event, and we appreciate your understanding of the decision to cancel the in-person event. The virtual event, you're not limited to walking. Feel free to run, bike, paddle, roll, skateboard, etc. So you can just about do anything you want, for a fundraiser. Step Up for Autism was created in 2010 and is an opportunity for the community to come together and demonstrate support for people who have the autism spectrum. The event usually takes place the last Saturday in September at the Resource Center's administration offices in Celeron. Step Up for Autism raises funds and awareness for those with autism spectrum disorder in our community. And you can contact Steve Watterson, Community Relations Director at the Resource Center, 200 Dunham Avenue, Jamestown, New York. His phone number is 661-4735, and you can check it out at www.resourcecenter.org. We have one more, and this one's important. How many of you have had a kid, a baby, and you get a car seat? And how do you put them in there? It's like car seat checks. Is your child in the safest car seat? Did you know that 3 or 4 car seats are not used or installed correctly? Yeah, I did that once. My kid went rolling out as I stopped. Just forward. We went shopping in Asheville for where you stop at everybody's place, and we were starting to get stuff. We take them out in its car seat, put it back, and we forgot to click it, and I stopped. He went rolling out. So you got to really watch this. It's really important. Stop by one of our free safety checks to find out. Saturday, September 25th, 10 to 12. That's today. Thursday, September 30th, from 5 to 7. Chautauqua Safety Village, 2695 Route 394, make that 3, Asheville, New York. Funding provided by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration with a grant from New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. And I just got one more I'm going to touch on. These people will be in next week for a vignette, but they're wanted. All welcome to share what your impressions, thoughts, and feelings regarding your Chautauqua Hometown Heroes Veterans Memorial. We welcome letters to be placed in Chautauqua Hometown Heroes Memorial Dedication Commemorative Booklet. Please send by September 21st, which I think is over, to CHHBM, P.O. Box 102, Mayville, New York. And they're having their dedication October 5th down at the cemetery in Mayville. And I'll be there along with my son. We're going to film the dedication of it. It's a big, nice gazebo. It's full of, the bricks you can buy with names on it. I just paid for mine, so getting one for my dad. He was a Purple Heart veteran. And so hopefully you can come out and see it or add to their book. I'm pretty sure they'll take you now if you send a letter to them. So, we're going to take a public service announcement, if Jeff's ready, and we're going to get back to our show.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. A My Social Security account allows you to access your earnings history and benefits information, request a replacement Social Security card, get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Hey, welcome back. It's time for something that I've been waiting for. I'm getting ready to turn 65 years old, and there's something that, I don't know, it's like signing up for the draft you have to do at 65. I'm in the early stages of finding out about Medicare. I got it right.
Yes, you did.
And I asked a couple weeks ago to Office of the Agent Director, Mary Ann Spanos, if she had a couple folks that could come in and answer questions. And I got them. Boy, just like magic. So I'm going to introduce my two guests. And I have Christine Cheronis and Tiffany Erhard. And they're going to talk about getting Medicare. I got it. And what you should know about not getting scammed, like I'm worried about, and because I guess we're going to be getting lots of these in the mail. Different companies want, hey, there it is. Different companies want their money. So I'm going to start with Christine. Christine, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. So where are you from and what do you do?
Well, I'm from Warren, Pennsylvania, but I work for the Office for Aging in Chautauqua County, and I am the Aging Service Coordinator, but I'm also the Medicare Health Insurance Coordinator. So this is kind of one of my main roles in the Office for Aging, is helping people make decisions, answer questions about Medicare, and help do some enrollments.
Excellent. That's what I need.
Yep, came to the right place.
And we have Tiffany Erhard.
Yes, I, as you said, am Tiffany Erhard, and I am with New York Statewide Senior Action Council and also the SMP program. So what I do is I help a lot of people with Medicare fraud. So we are also the Medicare Fraud Helpline. So we can help individuals with identifying and reporting Medicare fraud, but also doing enrollments and accessing services when we're thinking about Medicare and turning 65 and after that. So there's a lot of different things that we do, but we do hit those as well.
Perfect for one of my questions.
Absolutely.
So, Christine, what is Medicare? I've heard of Medicaid. All of a sudden the words turn into Medicare. I retired 2.5 years ago. I've had insurance, but what's going to happen to me now and when I turn 65?
Well, the first thing that you brought up, because you were hesitating, you wanted to say Medicaid. For most people, explaining the difference between Medicare and Medicaid is a big thing. So Medicare is your federal government's state health insurance program. So as you're working, you're actually paying into this system, and when you retire or you're eligible for Medicare, the service is provided to you. So that becomes your new insurance. Medicaid is a state program that helps provide health insurance assistance, covers costs and things like that for low-income people. So Medicare is the main health insurance program for people turning 65, or if you have been on a disability for 24 months, you're also eligible for Medicare. So that's the first difference between the two programs. So for turning 65, it's a big deal. And a lot of people have a lot of questions, which we're ready to answer your specific questions. But what we usually recommend is that when you are getting close to turning 65, you have a 7-month initial enrollment period. So 3 months before you turn 65, the month you turn 65 and 3 months after you turn 65 is what's your initial enrollment period. So you have that time to figure out, do I want to enroll in Medicare A and B, or do I want to stay on my employer coverage? These are questions that you now need to start asking, and that again is where offering assistance through the Office for Aging, the Senior Medicare Patrol, this is where we can help you, but you really need to start looking in advance, because if you wait until the last minute, your Medicare actually might be delayed. So what you're doing right now is very smart. We like to look at people at least 6 months prior to turning 65, because then you're not under the gun to make a decision that maybe you're not really ready to make yet. So jumping in and getting involved in Medicare now is a good time, but definitely 2 to 3 months before you turn 65 is when you really should look at, do I need to enroll, or am I automatically enrolled because I'm already on Social Security?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like, how do I start? Is there costs of Medicare?
Medicare, for most people who have worked for about 10 years, Medicare Part A, which is the hospital part. So Medicare has two parts. Part A is for hospitalization. Part B is for medical. So doctors, outpatient procedures, if you have any kind of pumps, oxygen tanks, they call it durable medical equipment. Medicare Part B covers that. So there's two pieces to Medicare. Part A, the hospital, doesn't cost anything for most people because you have paid into that when you work. Part B has the monthly premium, and this year it's $148.50 for most people. That's per month, and that does change each year. So right now we're getting into the Medicare open enrollment season, and all of these costs related to Medicare are going to change. Usually they go up. So the $148.50 is basic for this year, but already we're looking that the possibility of Medicare Part B will be increasing for next year. So that's the cost for just Medicare. When you start looking at, do you want additional things to go with Medicare, like a prescription plan, an Advantage plan, these are additional costs that you add on top of that. So
they take this money right out of my Social Security check.
If you draw down, so when you are turning 65, if you are already drawing down Social Security at the time you turn 65, you will automatically be enrolled in Medicare A and B.
Okay.
If you are not, say you continue to work and I'm going to wait until I'm 70 to draw down my Social Security, you manually have to enroll in Medicare yourself. So this gets people sometimes caught up in the fact that they think, oh, well, I'm automatically enrolled. Not necessarily. So if you are not drawing down Social Security, you must contact Social Security to enroll in Medicare. You can also go online and enroll in Medicare. But if you are drawing down Social Security, you should automatically be enrolled, and you'll get your card usually about 2 months before your birth month.
Okay.
But you keep an eye on that. And I know Tiffany's going to talk about some of the scams, especially some of the mailings, because when you start to get close to 65, you get hammered with mailings. And a lot of people will throw their Medicare card away accidentally.
That happens often.
This is my first one. I've heard its mailbox will be filled. I haven't even looked at it because I wanted to talk to you ladies first. But Tiffany,
Yes.
I see all these commercials. You got the football player, the comedian, the guy that was on the Enterprise, Starship, lady that I can't stand hearing her voice. So these programs they offer where you get this and that, and it might not cost anything to you. What's a scam with that? Is it a scam? I'm pretty sure it sounds like one.
I'm going to say it's not a scam, but I'm going to heed warning. Okay, so these commercials that you're seeing, it is a commercial, and who's putting it on is an insurance agency, an insurance company. They are hiring paid actors or famous people like Joe Namath or other people that you're going to see and recognize. So they are hired to talk about some products, but this is a very, very broad commercial that's going to be cast across the entire United States. So they're offering things like dental, hearing aids, transportation, meals. They're offering all these things that Medicare generally, as a rule, does not cover. Now, there are plans that exist across the United States that provide these services. But depending on the county that you live in and the state that you live in, not all of those products may be offered. Okay? So if I'm 65 and I have a product, a Medicare Advantage plan that is offering transportation and maybe preventive dental services, I can have a cousin who's 65 who lives across the country who has a similar plan, but it offers very different additional benefits that they're talking about. So it absolutely varies depending on where you live, but I'm also going to tell you that it's really important to evaluate that whole plan. Just talking about, it gives you glasses, maybe it gives you assistance with hearing aids or dental, that's not the whole plan in general. We want to make sure that the doctors that you see are in network, the hospitals that you want to have access to, the medications that you take, are they covered well with this plan? The premium that you have to pay per month to have it. So what's really important is to ask these questions to anybody that you're going to talk about regarding what health plan you should access. They may point out, it's only a $5 copay to see your doctor, but what is the rest of the spectrum here? How else is this going to affect me? It's making sure that you're asking the right questions to these insurance brokers or agents or anybody, such as Christine and myself, high cap certified counselors that can provide free and confidential services. But we want to make sure that you're getting the product that's going to fit your needs the best, not just these commercials that are selling products that's a one fits all. So I would say heed warning when we see those commercials, because it's a very generalized advertisement. And they do often say you can get your Medicare Part B premium back and your Social Security. That's a big thing that they're saying right now. Some plans do offer that. It's not a myth, but does that plan actually work the best for you based on your needs and how you doctor and how you access healthcare? Don't let that be the only selling point, because we want our healthcare to work for us. That's why it's there.
So, besides the TV commercials, when I start getting all these, how do I know it's legitimate or I'm going to get? I mean, it's this one isn't very thick.
It's a good packet. It's a big packet.
But I mean, I don't know who's a replicable insurance place to deal with.
I understand.
And I start getting them like, I don't want to be a person that grabs the first one and.
You want to evaluate it. I understand what you're saying. So I can see that from here. That's MVP. So that is one of the companies that are selling Medicare Advantage plans in our area. So just a company will sell many different types of insurance products.
Okay.
So I can have Blue Cross Blue Shield, but there are thousands of different types of Blue Cross Blue Shield products.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a Medicare supplement. Maybe they're a Medicare Advantage plan. Maybe it's a drug plan. Maybe it's an employer plan. Maybe it's Child Health Plus. Okay? There are tons of different products sold by different insurance companies. So as you turn 65, the commercials, the TV ads, you're going to see lots and lots and lots in your mailbox. All these insurance companies are saying, pick me. I have the best product. I have the best plan. You can evaluate them. But there are also some things that are going to be coming in the mail, which I actually brought an example of. because I found it to be very interesting. So this is a pamphlet that was sent, and it says on the top of it, Medicare Savings Program.
Okay.
So MSP is something that you can apply for if you have, it's an income requirement product, okay? So it can, depending on the level, there's different levels of MSP, Medicare Savings Plan Program. And it says inside, do you want to find out if you qualify to receive $148.50 back in your Social Security check? So this is not at all what the MSP application looks like. That's something that you would get from Department of Social Services. So this is a random mailing that says Medicare Savings Program on it, but this has nothing to do with the Medicare Savings Program. But at the bottom, it wants you to fill out a bunch of your information and send it back. But where you're sending it back to is a different state, and that stuff is processed in your local county, the Medicare Savings Program, and definitely in your state. So if you're sending this back with your information and it says Response Processing Center to a random P.O. box in Indianapolis, we're definitely, we're definitely not sending our information to somewhere that's credible.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. We do have a phone call.
Oh, sure.
Oh, good morning, caller.
Good morning, Randy. It's Mike Felsman. How are you?
Hey, Mike, how's everything in Brockton or Portland?
Pretty good. I'm very interested in the topics this morning, and I do have maybe just a little bit of a leg up because I am over 65. I'm now actually 66. So
Okay.
I went through all this, it would have been a couple of years ago, thankfully before COVID, so we could see people in person and etc. But it's a good topic for sure. My personal experience is the first year is a learning year for it. And then after a little while, you start to feel a little more comfortable with it. One thing I wanted to ask about, or really ask your guests, and maybe I'm stealing their presentation a little, but do either one of the ladies plan on talking about the EPIC program?
Certainly, we can share information. That is one program. A lot of people still think that when EPIC was first developed, it was a prescription drug plan coverage. EPIC changed some time ago, and EPIC is a program that kind of ties in with your prescription drug plan. So when you enroll in prescription drug coverage, whether you do it with a standalone prescription plan or a Medicare Advantage plan like what Tiffany was talking about, you have copays for your prescription drugs when you go to the pharmacy. Sometimes those copays can be very minimal. Sometimes even with the drug coverage, your copays are still very high. People that have insulin, inhalers, eye drops, any kind of ointments, those coverages still have high copays. So what EPIC does is EPIC is for individuals in New York State that are 65 years or older. You can enroll at any time during the course of the year, so it's not a once a year enrollment. And it rolls over each year, so you don't have to enroll year after year. But what EPIC does is it kind of attaches to your prescription drug plan, and those copays that you have, EPIC now lowers the copays even more. So EPIC for our Chautauqua County residents is a huge program that benefits people because, again, those copays can still be pretty hefty, even with drug coverage, so they need that little bit of extra help. The other benefit that we promote at the Office for Aging with EPIC is EPIC also offers a, I call it a mulligan for those golfers out there, but it's a free special enrollment period that allows you, so say you enroll in a prescription drug plan and during the course of the year, your doctor changes your medications and now your insurance doesn't cover that particular prescription. What do? Well, EPIC gives you the ability once a year, each year, to change your insurance if you need to because your current insurance is no longer working in the way that you need it to. So EPIC for Chautauqua County residents, we always talk about that at the Office for Aging because it is a great, great program. For most people, you're in a deductible or you also have a fee plan. So there's a couple of different options that we go over. But for most people, pretty much everybody should consider EPIC. And that is something that's available. The applications are available at the Office for Aging. You can go online. Certainly Tiffany through the Senior Medicare Patrol has the applications as well.
I do.
And it's a really easy application and we can certainly assist with that, but we do encourage everybody to investigate that and consider that.
Does that answer your question, Mike?
Well, yes, to a degree. I'm actually a member, or I have joined EPIC.
Mm-hmm.
I did so. Now, my birthday's in January, so things worked out pretty well. But I joined. I made sure when I called them, they said, "Make sure you join for the first of the year, because say you wait till March or April, your prescriptions cost for that 3 to 4 month period will not be included." Okay. In other words, your deductible starts when you join. So January 1st, I had started with 0, and then I could kind of start the meter rolling for my deductible. Obviously, I'm on the deductible plan, and I'm very fortunate in so much as I have a pension and Social Security. But even with that, with the medications I'm on, I mean, the EPIC program kicked in for me, I'm going to say sometime in late June or early July. So it's a very good program, and I just wanted to make sure it got mentioned. By knowledge of it, it's only a New York program, sadly, but if we're New York residents, it's a great program for us.
It is it's called a State Pharmaceutical Assistance Program. So I don't know, for individuals that live, like I'm from Pennsylvania, each state has a state pharmaceutical assistance program. Ours in New York State is called EPIC. In Pennsylvania, for example, it's called PaceNet. Mm-hmm. So these programs are available in every state, but they have different names.
Okay.
So we certainly encourage people to look into that.
EPIC's Part D?
EPIC goes with Part D.
Part D.
Yep.
Part D.
You have to have a Part D prescription drug plan
get
coverage, wherever you get that from. May it be a Part D plan or a Medicare Advantage plan, you do have to have Part D coverage in order for EPIC to work with it.
Okay.
But the eligibility for EPIC, you must live in New York State, as our caller had stated. For the EPIC program, be 65 or older, a single person make less than $75,000 a year, or a married couple less than $100,000 a year. They have allowed the simplified application to be continued through for some time now. So the current paper application is simple. We want to be able to continue to use that. We're still working on that. But it's absolutely something that can help you. It's not going to hurt you. It's worth looking into. And if you need an application, you can call Christine or I. We can help you out with that.
Okay. You still out there, Mike?
I still am. Yeah, just for the record, I mean, I did go with the Medicare Advantage plan, which had prescription coverage, so then I could be eligible for EPIC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other thing is, now I have one of my doctors is in Pennsylvania, and he wasn't even aware of the PaceNet, so I appreciate that extra info.
Yep.
Because I didn't realize that. Now, it doesn't help or hurt me one way. It just helps me gain knowledge. So now if I talk to someone from Pennsylvania, I can always say, look into the PaceNet program.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That I did not know about.
Yep.
So, thanks for sharing that. And I just really thought it was important enough that it should be worth the show. So I'll let you go and enjoy this show and the rest of your day.
Okay, Mike. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
changing of the trees.
All right. Bye now.
Okay, I had a message come in. I think we mentioned it a little before the show. Can Medicaid and Medicare be used together?
It's a good question. So when individuals are turning 65 and they have already been on Medicaid, what happens is there's a transition period. So the Medicaid that individuals are on before they're 65 has to be reevaluated at the time that they turn 65. And a lot of our people turning 65, because there's different now rules for Medicaid when you turn 65 in Chautauqua County, they may lose their Medicaid. So this is where it's important, as Tiffany had explained, there are other programs that can help if you're not eligible for Medicaid when you turn 65. However, when you turn 65 and you are eligible for Medicare and you've been evaluated, your Medicaid can be approved, so you can have Medicare and Medicaid. A lot of people that have that are called dual eligible, so that means they have both.
Okay.
So Medicare always pays primary in that situation, and Medicaid is almost like a supplement that goes with it and picks up the remaining part.
Okay.
So yes, to answer your question, Medicare and Medicaid do go together very frequently.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
There's a lot to this.
It's very, very
over
complicated.
the years, we had at least one lady on our show talking about Medicare, and it's like, back then it was like I just sit there like.
And it's unfortunate, and organizations like ours are becoming more and more important. We're also inundated because open enrollment is starting October 15th and it runs through December 7th. Now, open enrollment is the once a year time each year that individuals who are on Medicare have the ability to change their plans for the following year. The thing that people need to really understand is that it's really very important to review your plans every year, because these plans, the Advantage plans, things like that Tiffany was talking about, they change every single year. So if you get into a plan, say you're in a Univera plan now and you love it and your doctors take it and you can go to Hamels Hospital and it has all the bells and whistles that you want, don't just assume that starting January 1st it's still going to be the same plan. Mm-hmm. It's going to change, and that's where reviewing it with an agency, a lot of you do work with brokers and agents. Whoever reviews your insurance plan for you needs to look at all of the things like what Tiffany talked about earlier. Are your medications covered? Are your doctors in network? Just because a plan costs maybe $0 monthly premium doesn't mean that. What happens if you go in the hospital and now your hospital copay is $500 a day? Oh. So you have to look at the entire plan and figure out what's on your wish list that you need your insurance to provide you. And that's where we all are here to help. So you could be a chemical engineer, and this is still challenging. We are trained, we're certified. I know the Office for Aging, our counselors are certified through CMS, which is the federal agency for Medicare. And also Tiffany is a high-cap counselor as well. So we get training all the time.
Nice. I just got the one question. You probably covered it, but I'm turning 65 in May. Do I need to sign up for the Epic and all that before the end of this year?
We have a little thing at the Office for Aging when it comes to Epic is when you turn 65, you have your cake, maybe you have a glass of champagne, and you call the Chautauqua County Office for Aging. So if you try to sign up for Epic even one day before you turn 65, you'll be denied.
Yes.
You have to be, at the time that you complete that application, you have to be 65.
Okay.
So
I was just worried because
yeah.
everything comes due at December, and
yeah.
So if people want to get a hold of you too, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So for myself, you can call our Medicare Fraud helpline. Okay, so it's not just for Medicare fraud. As I stated, there are a lot of different things that we do. It's also patients' rights. It's also insurance counseling. But you can give us a call. It is 800-333-4374. That's also the way to reach us if you're interested in convention this year. As I didn't really share much about that. 2021 convention is coming up, New York statewide. Senior Action Council is a grassroots advocacy group. This is where members are able to really be able to vote in and really have a say for how this agency works. Did you have another question, or was there something that I could go back to quickly?
I was going to ask. I think that was what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Just how to get a hold of you both. And
That's a good. Oh, go ahead, Christine.
You can always reach out to Chautauqua County Office for Aging Services. We have a New York Connects helpline that's available to answer any questions, and we're there 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. We did just move our Jamestown office to the new Chautauqua Center.
Yeah.
And we're very excited about that. We're still under construction a little bit, so sometime early October we will be open to the public. Right now we're not taking walk-ins just because of the construction still going on.
I snuck up there the other day.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Took the elevator right up. And
yeah.
Like,
Calls are coming in for appointments for health insurance counseling. So if you have an interest in having one of our counselors join and need the services, please give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to help you.
excellent. I think we have another phone call. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Randy. This is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Good morning, Chris. Good
Oh,
morning,
it's nice
Tiffany.
to hear your voice.
Oh, it's nice to hear your voice and see you on the show. And it's great. And thank you for presenting all this valuable information. And I also want to mention to Tiffany that the Medicare hotline is the people that operate that, they're very efficient, quick, and knowledgeable.
Well, thank
Yes.
you.
And of course, so is the Office for the Aging, all the people that take care of the information. That's where people should go if they have any questions about their health insurance.
You know, when I asked every time Mary Ann's on the show or somebody, what's the age when I can start using the Office of the Agent? I think I'm getting there. I think I'm finally getting there. I never really, I never knew.
We did change our name recently from the Office for Aging to the Office for Aging Services, because just because of the change in needs and services for people. We do work with individuals that are under the age of 60 that have Medicare due to disability. So the New York Connects is kind of that open one-stop shop. So we're kind of loosey-goosey a little bit on the age anymore. Usually the tradition was 60 and over are our clients, but I know at least for health insurance counseling, we do a lot of health insurance counseling for people under 60.
And of course, when you had the senior employment program,
Right.
it was 55 plus.
Yep.
Oh, gee, my kids have been talking about that. I should go back to work. That's
Well,
like, I don't know.
Thank you for the thank you for the information, and have a great day and weekend.
Take care,
You
Linda.
too, thank you.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And Tiffany, I got a question. Medicare fraud.
Yeah,
Is that doctors or is that people or
that's a really
That
great
is a good
question.
what is Medicare fraud? I mean,
So when we're thinking about Medicare fraud, one of the biggest things is the difference between fraud and abuse and its intent. So when we think about fraud, someone is knowingly trying to get services or products that they wouldn't otherwise by using materials that aren't theirs. Okay, so and then abuse, it could be an accident, right? Well, our job isn't to I don't want to say that. We don't determine if it is fraud or abuse, but what we want to do is we want to help you report it. We want to report it to the OIG, and we want to make sure that regardless of intent, we're reviewing this. Okay. So talking about fraud, we were talking about the mailings and all of these things that you're getting. What I wanted to go back to is this has a random P.O. box. When you get something from Medicare, it's going to say that it's from CMS, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
okay.
That's Medicare. It's not going to say Medicare Direct or Medicare, Consumer or Medicare this. It's going to say CMS.
Okay.
Okay, so that's something to remember, and these scammers, they're gonna send random mail like this. Filter it out, look through it carefully. Don't accidentally throw away your Medicare card. It comes in a super plain envelope. You want to make sure you're opening it. I know it's a hard time of year to do that. A lot of it is definitely going to be from insurance companies trying to encourage you to pick them for their products, because you're turning 65 or it's annual open enrollment and everybody knows it. So watch for that. If it looks like it's coming from Medicare, it's going to say CMS. Same thing for Social Security. It's going to say Social Security Administration. So that's important to keep an eye out. But the calls are getting really bad in our area. If they're calling you saying your doctor wants you to have this back brace, well, does your back hurt? That's a good place to start. Does my back hurt? And then if you're thinking, oh my gosh, my back does hurt, have you recently talked to your doctor about needing a back brace? If that's a no, I'm going to tell you to hang up. Yep. Okay? Because these guys are looking for information. Sometimes they'll ask you on the phone and they'll get aggressive. They'll try to tell you to hurry. No, say that you have back pain. I need you to say it so that we can record it. Yep. Okay, that's fishy. Trust your gut, trust your instinct. If that sounds weird, it probably is.
So a lot of people that are turning, they're going to get suckered in, right? I mean, there's elderly that are they're going to get suckered.
A lot of people, sometimes they hang up and we want you to do that, but sometimes these scammers are tricky. Sometimes they know your doctor's name. Oh, yeah. Sometimes they can tell you this information and you're thinking, well, if they know my doctor's name, this has to be legitimate. I'm not worried about it. So then they'll give their information. They'll give their insurance information. But then later they'll keep thinking about it and they'll say, I don't think that was right. So they'll give me a call. We want to report that because now your insurance information, your precious Medicare number has been compromised. If somebody's calling you and asking you questions, would you give them your bank information? No. Because they could answer one thing right. They knew who your doctor was. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your bank information, don't share your Medicare number. So you want to keep those just as secure and just as protected. And if you're not sure, somebody's calling you saying they're from Social Security office. They don't call. Medicare doesn't call you, Social Security doesn't call you, IRS doesn't call you. What do they do?
My mom,
they send it in the mail.
Perfect, she was getting all these calls and she'd believe it.
Well, the other thing is that right now there's a big emphasis on social isolation. So because of COVID, a lot of our seniors are not interacting. They're lonely, and these scammers are calling and they're preying on these people. And a senior just wants to have somebody to talk to sometimes because they're lonely. So boy, they are getting sucked right into all of this.
That's what I've been worried.
And the other thing is talking about your Medicare with scamming and COVID. We have seen also in our area an uptick on people getting calls about vaccines saying, we want to make sure that you get your vaccine. We want to make sure that it's covered by Medicare, so give us your Medicare number. So
that's a perfect one.
Is a very big scam.
We have 20 seconds left. I'd like to thank you for coming on. And I think I've learned some now. And
perfect. Good.
I'll probably stop in and visit in the next few months.
Yeah, if anybody has questions about any of that, contact myself or Christine, because we can answer. Everything's individualized to each person.
Perfect.
Yep, we're here to help.
This show worked out so nice.
You did a good job.
I want to thank you both for coming out. And
thank you.
You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I want to thank Justin on camera, Jeff at the controls, Chris out there somewhere, and Doc will be back next week. I'm Randy Burt. Have a great week and keep cool.